Hey you guys, what's up? It is Blind Eye coming back at you once again with yet again another story time. And since we are in spooky season for the year of 2022, it's time to get down to business with some more scary story type things. So, this is going to be a two-in-one deal since I figured these stories were kind of short. I figured I would just bunch them up together. So, out of the two stories, first we are going to start off with the Haunted Trail Tumble. This was a long time ago when I was living in upstate New York at the time, and it was Halloween time. It was like October, September, October, around there. And it was me, mom, a bunch of my cousins, my aunt. It was just a lot of us. We all went to this haunted trail. I forget exactly where it was, but they would deck it out for Halloween, and then 2 months later or something like that, they would like have a whole Christmas theme with a bunch of Christmas lights everywhere, and it was really cool. So this was legit terrifying. This was insane how they did this. This was so cool. And it felt like it lasted a long time to go through this whole thing, and it probably did. I don't know, but to me it did. So we're gonna save the best part for last, the title of the story. So we go through this thing, and I remember I had my Freddy glove on, like the plastic Freddy glove. I just wanted to wear it. I remember that, and then like I said, this was like terrifying, and like they would chase you through this thing. And I remember we got to a part where there was like you had to navigate your way through this little maze, like, and they would be banging on the other side of the wall, and I was like, oh, what could be behind there? You don't know because I don't think we ever saw them. If we did, I don't remember. Um, and then there was one part where we were just like walking, but then like someone started running. One of us started running, and it wasn't me. But I knew someone who we were with. One of the people started just hauling ass. They started running. I don't know what the hell they saw. I don't know what the hell was chasing us, but I wasn't sticking around to find out. My ass ran. And so that wasn't the only time we ran through this shit. And then there was another time, the same night, another part um, where mom, she was like, all right, we're coming, scary people, because apparently one of them was like, no, you jump out first. Who's going to jump out first? Am I jumping out first? They're like, no, you jump out first. No, you jump out first. And so I didn't hear any of that. I didn't hear them talking, but then like mom was like, oh, we're coming, scary people, we're coming. It was kind of funny. And then they actually jumped out from behind these trees, and like they were chasing us and all this crazy shit. Oh my God. Like, it was intense. This thing was insane. I don't even know how old I was. I had to be, oh man, I had to have been 13, 14, something. I had to be around that age, maybe younger. I don't know. So we then get to another point because we got chased and we ran so many times. I can't remember which is which, but yo, my blind ass in the damn dark running. I bolted because of something. And so, yo, I hit this damn fence. Like, I hit this thing hard. And then, like it hurt, so I'm like on the ground, and like the dude is still like someone's like still trying to scare us. They didn't realize what was going on. And then my cousin was freaking out because she thought like I got stabbed in the leg with like by something through the fence, or like I don't know, but she thought I was like really hurt. She's like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" She's like freaking out. And then like I was fine, but bruised up a little bit, but I was all right. So I got right back up. We just continued throughout the whole thing. And then I remember at the end there was like a stage, and like there was this heavy metal band playing, and like one of the scare actors was just hanging out with us, and I'm like acting like I'm like Freddy, like trying to fight him or whatever. It was pretty dope. That's all I remember about that. So that was when I went for a tumble at the haunted trail, And so yeah, that was that story. And now for the second story I have in here, this one, this one I like to call the corn maze coward. So I heard about this haunted corn maze thing, and it sounded pretty cool. And we get there, and for some reason, I was just like, I just didn't want to go in. I was just like, eh. Like maybe it wasn't what I thought it was, but I was probably honestly, I was just like, I'm scared. Forget that shit. And so like my mom and whoever she was with went in, and then I was just kind of like just hanging out. And then like the people that run it, they were like, "Hey man, what are you doing sitting out here?" I was young at this time too, so this I was pretty young here, and so they're like, "What are you doing? You want some chips or something? Or if you want to go in, I could take you right back out if you want." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm just hanging out, whatever." And so then they brought me inside like their like booth area or whatever it was, like this weird like this little building, and like you could see like the corn maze from the window, and they had like the classic Halloween sounds tape that I had and I listened to all the time. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. But I can't remember exactly what it's called because they're all like generic scary sounds for Halloween type noises. But if I were to be able to play it, you would probably know it. But anyway, so that was playing. It was pretty cool, and the whole time I had like this jacket, and I had a Michael Myers mask and like the plastic knife that it came with. So I had that in my jacket the whole time because I was like gonna plan on wearing it going into the maze. I don't even know why. I think that's why I brought it. But so after a while, like they're like, here's some hot chocolate, and the one girl like spilled it on my jacket, like because you had to heat the water up and put the mix in. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "No, you're fine. It's cool." And so I made some hot chocolate, drank that, hung out, and then after a while, I showed them like, "Hey, I brought this with me. I brought the Michael mask and the knife." And they're like, "Oh man, you can go in there and scare people." So I didn't. So I was like, "Okay." So I put the mask on. I didn't go far because I didn't want to get lost. So I was kind of like right at the entrance of it, and the one of the people was like, "Hey, people could see you because you're not hidden. You're not hidden good enough." And I was just like, "Eh." And so I'm like standing there, like being like Michael in the mask and like not even the right outfit, just like the mask and the knife. And people were like people thought it was awesome. They thought it was cool. And then my mom, like eventually they came out and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Hey, I'm doing this." I don't know. But yeah, so there you go. There's my two stories. I figured like I said, I figured I would put them in, lump these two together because why not? Because they were short stories. I wanted to combine them instead of doing two short videos on each one. So, yeah. We're finally in October. I can't believe it's October. I heard it's, what is it? From the time of this recording, it's 11 Sundays till Christmas, which is insane to think about. But yeah. But don't worry, we are not done with the horror themed stories for spooky time for September October because next 2 weeks I'm gonna put out one and then another and then a little something else related to movie stuff that I've been working on. So some people know what that is because they've seen it. They got a little sneak peek. You know who you are. But to everybody else, stay tuned to the channel because I am going to be uploading a little something on Halloween. Nothing too big, nothing too crazy. Maybe a little bit crazy. Hint, hint. But yeah. So stay tuned because we got some more story times coming. You'll see what those are when they are uploaded within next week and the week after because I got two more for horror season, for spooky season. So I'm blabbing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's story time for October. And that's it. If you guys like the content, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Check out all of my content on the YouTube channel. I've got a bunch of film stuff, fan film stuff, based on the director and HR Blood and Guts from Halloween Horror Nights. Jonathan Crane slash AKA Scarecrow from DC Comics. I've got a bunch of original films up on here, such as Lunatic 1, Lunatic 2, and the Narrator Anthology Series, Episode 1, The Closet Creatures, and Episode 2, The Abductors. Got a bunch of video game content, compilations, highlights, random video game clips, and a bunch of music stuff that I make. All the movies I make, I do my own music. I write my own music for everything I do, just because, copyright and all that stuff with YouTube now. So yeah, and plus it gives me an excuse to be more creative with all the stuff that I put out, so which is awesome. So I've got a bunch of music content, track previews of stuff that I've done, since I want to figure out how to actually get this out on like Apple, so people can actually like buy it and support the content and my channel and stuff, and don't want to put it out for free. I want people to like buy it and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm blabbing. Anyway, everything I edit and make, I do it all on my iPad Pro on GarageBand with music, and I edit everything, all my movies on my iPad. Just how I've got it working right now until I figure it all out. I do have a laptop, MacBook Pro, but the storage is crappy. I got to get more storage somehow and figure all that out. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and sorry about me blabbing. That's just how I am. That's it. I will see you guys for the next story time next week. Thanks for watching.